I mean, the judge.
Well, then the day of court, is it a Zoom call or is it a
I can't hear you say again.
is this a Zoom call or you calling in? I mean, you're going in.
I gotta go into the courts.
Okay, good. If they don't tell you until the day of the court, right? Take the form in with you and hand it to them.
Instead of putting it in my file maybe the day of, so when the judge opened the file in the courtroom for the first time, he'll have it on top of it'll be in the file.
Or you just take it and put it in now. But I would hand it to him in court. Before the court started, I go to the clerk and say, hey, could you give this to the judge?
Well, they told me to do it at least the day before.
Well, that's, well.
I'll do both. You know, I'll have my own set in court, but maybe the day before or a couple days before, I'll just have it in the file, because you can go and enter exhibits into the file. No?
I would put it in, not an exhibit, I would put it in as evidence.
Evidence.
And then, the day of the court, go give it to the clerk and say, give this to him. And she said, well, I'm not going to do that. I said, you mean you're not going to do your job?
Okay. So for right now, when I create the form, right, the fiduciary form, I had considered, since everybody seems to be quite a mystery over there, giving it to the chief judge and to okay, hold on, I got my list here. Let me just make sure I'm going over everything, because I feel really good. I just need some a little confidence here. So I was thinking, so what did I have here? I have the chief judge, I have the clerk of court, and then I found the county lawyer. I figured out that he's the one, basically, when they sell county property, they have a lawyer in there, and he's the gatekeeper for the deeds. So I figured when I create the fiduciary form for the chief judge, I can just name Lisa Scales, the county lawyer, and then the administrator judge over the case that day, and all other judges in the county.
Well, that's down at the very bottom where it says court.
Right.
Right. I would put everybody.
Everybody
that touches this case is my fiduciary.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me type that out. Okay. So then in the meantime, should I be hitting up the law firm, the mortgage company, and the original mortgage company with the fiduciary forms?
The CEO.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and
they got your social security number, don't they?
yes, and then name all of their cronies as well on the form.
No.
No?
You just have to make him. No.
Okay.
You just have to make him, because he's responsible for his company. If his company harms you, meaning that trust, then he has committed malfeasance.
Okay.
That's a felony.
Okay. Then what about, I got that part now. So that would be covering the CEOs of the order, because I sent the dinars to the CFO. So should I send one to the CEO and the CFO, or the one so that I'm covered?
You want to send the fiduciary. See, we should have done was, when you sent the money to him, you should have made him your fiduciary then.
Okay.
But now you've already past that point. Now you want to go up to the bigger dollar.
Which would be the CFO?
The CEO.
Okay. That's what I meant.
The CEO is the one you're going to send it now, making him responsible for his company's actions. And
Okay.
then if they proceed and do take your home, well, you could go after him for malfeasance and sue him for millions and possibly put him in jail.
Okay. And should I also find the CEO of the original mortgage?
Whoever is suing you,
Whoever's suing me. Okay. Because,
they're the ones saying they have a claim.
right. But let me tell you, Brian, I don't know if you recall this because I want to make sure I'm covering everything. So I did the process where you told me to send the money and everything, and we did that. They turned around and filed bankruptcy. Do you? And now they're saying that they're using their successors, so to speak, I guess, to foreclose on the actual deed.
Well, but see, they did. When you go to court, you just tell them, you take your paperwork in, showing that you sent the money into them. You put that in as evidence in your case that this is paid in full.
So that should be entered as evidence
Of course,
or as an exhibit.
as evidence.
Okay.
There's a difference between an exhibit and evidence. Exhibits could be pushed away. Evidence can't.
Okay.
So everybody's putting everything in exhibits, right?
Right.
Or you don't want an exhibit, you want evidence. Evidence is superior.
Okay. So I'm going to have to call back to see what that process is. It the same?
All you do is write evidence across the top.
Okay.
But call them and ask them because some people say some places they want you to put it in red ink.
Okay, so I'll call just to confirm that. But I do know when I had a case last year, they made me come in and I had to put like little stickers on the whatever I was entering, and I had to do it the day before court. So I assume maybe the judge might peek in the folders between that night and that morning or something. I don't know. Okay, so I got that part straight, I believe. So I need to go for the CEO of the company that's actually suing me. So now let's talk about these attorneys and giving them the fiduciary form. So the attorney I just received yesterday from them, the validation of the debt. And although I question the bankruptcy of this case, they said that they're pursuing it based on the deed, and they've been authorized to do so. So, but the attorney that signed this particular packet that they sent me, versus when I went out to their website, and the CEO is different. I did some research and just make sure I did what I was supposed to do. I went out to North Carolina Secretary of State website to verify was he a registered agent. The CEO of the company is a registered agent, but the person that signed this letter is not. And then they have multiple addresses as well. So
Send it to the big guy.
send it to the and not this, because, and here's another question, they have a consumer email.
Say it this way, Kim.
Huh?
You're the CEO of that law firm, right?
Yes.
I'm sending this to you, making you fiduciary and all your associates.
All the associates. Okay. And they have over 150 across the country.
But then again, remember, when you give it to the CEO, he's responsible for his company, right?
Right.
And if this company harms your trust, who's responsible?
He is.
There you go.
Okay.
And see, you can summons him into court. Because he's your fiduciary. You can force him to come into court to protect your interests.
And that's also when I'm gonna give them the little slick message you told me that if in the event that there's not a meeting of the minds, that he should contact one of my other fiduciaries, which would be the judge, the attorney general, and the
Well, no,
governor.
he says, if you cannot do this as my fiduciary, right, then here's a list of my other fiduciaries. Feel free to contact them and take care of this trust matter.
I'm writing.
Okay. I was in court when you called.
Take care of this. And I'm also requesting, I'm just going over this, Brian. I'm probably going to wear you out into court to make sure that, or whatever happens, so that everything falls into play. I feel confident, though. And I'm also requesting a W-2 form.
No, you want a W-9.
You said, okay, so it's W-9.
You want to request the attorney. When you send that fiduciary form to that head attorney,
Mm-hmm.
tell them you also want a W-9 from all the attorneys underneath his or in his association. And then what it is the IRS says you have I'll find it, but it's an IRS code that says once you ask for a W-9 and they don't produce it in a certain amount of time, then you can charge them $50 each. But what you do is you're going to put the charge to IRS and let IRS go get it, because that opens the door for IRS to come in and look at all their books.
Okay. And when I write
Because
this,
lawyers don't do taxes.
oh, they don't do taxes?
No, because they think they're above it, which is part of their scheme, right? Because anything come out of court is supposed to be, non-taxable, right?
Really?
If there's a judgment, judgments are non-taxable, because most of them come from insurance anyway, right?
Really?
But the problem is, a lawyer is getting paid by me. He's not getting paid by the court. And because I paid him, he now has to pay taxes on that money. And because I didn't claim and told IRS that I gave him X amount of dollars, well, he won't claim it, because people don't know they're supposed to turn it in and tell IRS that they paid.
Are you kidding, Brian? Say that one more time. Wait, this is an eye-opener. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that's that process they're doing. It's on a W-4 process. We'll get in that as soon as you get your head out of this, right?
Right, okay. But let me just see if I can recap. So basically, we are...
Let me tell you this. No.
Okay.
Let me tell you this. In a nutshell, it's this way. All corporations are bankrupt. Okay? All corporations, whoever presents something, they're the debtor. You have to accept it, making you the creditor, right? Now, when you got your mortgage, that made them to the debtor, because your signature created the money to pay for that. So you loan them the money to take care of this deal. They're just now trying to steal it, because you did not report it to IRS that you gave them the money. So then what happens is they never pay taxes or anything on it. So then what happens is, when you turn around and tell IRS that you did this, IRS now will go after them, but they give you your full amount back. I'm still working on the process, but people are doing it. They've been doing it for the last 4 years. It's in the bank. All corporations are bankrupt.
Okay,
because the United States is in bankruptcy, and all corporations belong to the United States. making all corporations debtors. And they use our money to do this. Remember, the banks cannot lend you money or their credit to no one. It's in your Constitution. Banks are depositories only. Well, how did you get the money for to buy the house? When you signed that note, you are the creditor. You created the credits. There is no money. It's all credit. Think about it. Do you have a credit card in your pocket, or do you have a money card in your pocket?
A credit card.
And do you have a money report, or do you have a credit report?
A credit report.
Okay, see, there is no money. It's all credit. And when you pay off a house, they take your hard-earned dollars and they keep it, and then they discharge it. They discharge your debt. And you just paid hard cash for it. Because you remember, FRNs are IOUs. They're a debt. And you cannot pay a debt with a debt. You can discharge a debt with another debt. It's all a giant scam. But we're waking up to it. And like your credit cards. If you have a credit card, it tells you know the four-corner rule of law. Have you ever heard the four-corner?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Well, in the four-corner law, it says each piece of paper has four corners only. Basically, it says anything enclosed on a page has to be removed. So if you have a credit card and you have to get a statement, down at the bottom is a voucher. What's a voucher?
Well, a voucher is like basically saying that you can redeem it for something.
It's money. Is it not? If I give you a voucher and go over and go have dinner, is that money?
Yes.
What's a coupon?
It's money.
It's money. Then why are you taking that statement on the bottom and paying for it again when it's already paid for? See, that's the catch. And if you look at the bottom of your statement, your credit card company has the minimum amount in a square box. Well, the four-corner rules. 4 corners on a page. If you got a page here and you got 4 corners and you put another box on it, well, that's now 8 corners, isn't it?
Yep.
And that 4 corners has to be removed from the page. It's under GPO.gov, GPO.gov, and you scroll down to where it says brackets. You find where it says brackets. And basically it says, what do brackets do?
It encloses us, it encloses.
Enclosed. What does quotation marks do?
It excites. Quotes.
Enclosed.
Oh, enclosed quotes. Okay, yeah.
What does an italic word do? It encloses that word from all the rest of the words, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Italic, the words that are bent over.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go to your mortgage and start looking at this, every definition has quotation marks around it.
Yes, I did notice that. Yes.
Well, according to the 4-corner rule, would that be more corners?
Yes.
That definition has to be removed from the page. Big math, honey. What's your big math? Okay, so that's a 4-corner rule. All right? Because everything's prepaid. If you go look at your promissory note and everything, Eric, everything on that form that has any graded coordinates is either in a shaded area or in some type of enclosure. Do you have a credit card?
Yes, I have a credit card and
All right. The best thing to do is go to your credit card company and pull up the contract. And when you start reading the contract, it'll have boxes all over the thing on a page. And these boxes are where the important stuff is, like 21% interest or whatever, right? These penalties and everything. But it's in a box. Well, the four-corner rule, because that's finance, the four-corner rule says that it has to be removed. And if you take all the boxes off the pages, there's virtually nothing there. Because your credit card is prepaid.
Brian, I do have a question. Like, I'm looking at a document right now. So are you saying, like, typically when we want to make a list and we might say A and put it in quotes, B, put it in quotes, C and put it in quotes, you're saying even all of that, is that also considered brackets?
Yes. Did it enclose that word?
It just enclosed the letter, but then it goes on to name all of the stipulations.
Then there's no letter there. Remember, anything enclosed on the page, if you go to the GPO or Chicago Style Manual, it's called style. Otherwise, it's the law of the language. It'll tell you anything enclosed on a page has to be removed.
That's the government printing manual. I have that. I got to look at that a little bit more closely. But basically,
Around chapter 8, I think it is. And then the thing is see, people should look at that because it tells you a lot. For example, it has every nationality in the world in it. And there's no such thing as an American or a United States citizen. And every state has a nationality. And only countries can give the people a nationality. Send it back. Okay, so you see, that's how they're getting us. They put all this important shit in different ways. Also, 3 dots. 3 dots before words, and then wherever the word's in, and if there's 3 dots afterwards, everything between the 3 dots has to be removed. Why? Because it enclosed it, didn't it?
say that one more time, Brian. I missed that part.
3 dots.
I got
You're reading something, and it has 3 dots, and maybe there's a paragraph, and then 3 more dots afterwards. According to that enclosed that paragraph. That paragraph is to be removed. And you'll see that in all kinds of laws and contracts and everything else. They do that so that